Happy New Year. I know that you were really looking forward to a new year, right? Because 2024 was a bit horrid for many, including me for sure. But as we moved into 2025, before the switch, the angels say it's almost like a takeover, like there's a new team in town, right? Do you feel that difference? It's really important to know that there are things happening in the world, as I've mentioned in what was meant to be a video, but the audio glitched. So I had written it out and emailed it and popped it on Facebook. But one of the core messages in there was that yes, there'll be negative world events, but allow yourself to tune in and allow the light and God source to be your guide and your center, and the angels now add and your rod from which to pivot. So they literally show me, just like I have a microphone here with a kind of rod, that it's like pivoting. So when you feel the light coming in, you are, for example, focused this way, and then something will happen, some kind of world event, and you might drop down a bit or go down there. And then when you're in there, you're not up there again. And the idea is it is not spiritually bypassing, because that is something that I do not believe is conducive. That's like ignoring, right? So it's not spiritually bypassing, meaning you're just ignoring everything and being toxic positive, right? That's not what it means. We're talking here very succinctly about energy, vibration, connection, direction, soul's path, your understanding, your intuitive knowing deep within you that there is a path which feels most natural. And as I say the word natural, we always have this AI in the background too, right? Which is artificial intelligence. It is not direct, higher intelligence, even if it is of a higher or seeming higher level. So there is duality in everything, but I feel that the core message I want to deliver in that is when you are here and the event happens, instead of moving there like that and then you're there like another timeline, you enter this other state of being. Instead of that, okay, so we're here, you're here, let's say you're here, and then the negative event happens, and stay here. That's still happening. You could still observe it. It's not that you have to be completely ignorant of what's happening around you. And I do tune in to certain events, and I often will feel or be brought to ones to pay particular attention to, especially because if things are not as they seem and that kind of thing, or something important in some way. Right? But you do so from the perspective of being here, not down there. Not down there, they say like in the trenches, right? So many of us being empaths, when we go into the trenches, we're like, they're showing me like soldiers, right? So imagine I'm not a soldier, let's say I'm a soldier's wife, but as an empath, I'm going down there when I think about it, right? When I see an event on TV, and I'm down there in the trenches with the soldiers and with all the innocent people and whatever the vibe is going on around, and feeling the vibe of everything, and it's too much, right? And that is an overworked empath who is naturally sort of inserting oneself, not in a bad way, but in a caring, empathic. Just have to pause there for a moment. Unfortunately, the rest of my audio completely glitched, like in the last video I was referencing. So here's a sample of what the glitch sounds like. Where we can actually sort of remove ourselves. See, it's pretty horrible. Unfortunately, I have to talk over my video, so it won't sync up, but that's just what I'm going to have to do to get it done. So let me continue, but in a caring, empathic way, where we can actually remove ourselves and be of higher service. They are saying we are like broadcasters and transmitters of life. Interestingly, I just said transmitters of life, and it auto-corrected to light. This feels deliberate because light is the word that was coming through, but life was an intentional addition to emphasize that we are broadcasters of pure life as well, how life was meant to be lived and experienced. Of course, there are times when we need to go into the trenches. However, the idea is that these events, which are happening and will continue to happen, are forming new pathways. There is interference and deliberate actions happening behind the scenes. There's also a deliberate attempt to distract light workers, as so much light is coming in right now. Natural light workers are attuned to this influx of light, which is here to help us. Think of it as Jesus juice, if you like. Those who want to distract us are creating various scenarios. These events might occur naturally, but they are also being amplified. It's essential to stay on course, on God's course, aligned with your soul and higher purpose. This energy is energizing us, preparing us, and allowing us to step into our higher power and roles. Many of us have felt derailed over the past year, and there's a message about that I have received that I will share in another video. But for now, I want to emphasize the importance of staying aligned. If you feel like you've veered off track, you can refocus with intention. Your mind is incredibly powerful. Through your focus and intention, visualize yourself back on your path. Sometimes it's a process, but things are moving faster now. Go for a walk, shift your perspective, and shake things up. When you step back into observer mode, you'll find it easier to stay grounded and aligned. The angels want to acknowledge your efforts. They're giving you a pat on the back, saying, "Well done." They understand that 2024 has been a difficult year, or as they joke, a difficult lifetime within lifetimes. You've traversed so many layers of time and space to arrive at this point. For many, it feels like I've arrived, but not quite. This is a new layer of arrival. They also say your load is much lighter now, although some residue might still come up. The residue is thinner and exists within a new energy. Allow it to surface and release it, knowing it will pass. You are in a higher energy now, so when things feel tough, remember that it's temporary and you will move through it. Stay on your higher path, aligned with your soul's calling. Let me know how you're feeling and what's been coming up for you. The angels are showing me a symbol of a turn key, like turning the key to a new home. This reflects where the earth is now. When you're in a higher vibration, these lower vibration events feel like they're in another dimension. You're simply observing them, not consumed by them. You remain focused in the light, aligned with this new world, the new paradigm. Higher vibrational energy has been flooding in, and as it does, it's becoming more streamlined. They're showing me an image of shimmery curtains blowing gently in the breeze, very different from the thick drapes we've experienced before. This symbolizes smoother sailing ahead and a gentler, more refined energy. They're also showing me a sheen of white paint. This might be a specific message for someone. If you've been considering painting your home or renovating, this could be a sign, or you've started to. On that note, they encourage you to shift the energy in your home, move things around, clear out clutter, and add additional pops of color. Brighten and lighten your space to reflect the brighter, lighter energy of you.